I'm a big fan of Tesla's referral program. I think it's an absolutely amazing way to jump into the electric vehicle future to know, hey, by the way, you get a road trip for free. You know, you don't have to worry about gas, and you don't even have to worry about the first 1,000 miles of free supercharging, but it was recently leaked inside of the code for Tesla's new app update that came with the big redesign and everything, that Tesla was already working on different ways the referral program could work. And I have a few of my own ideas, but I think before I get into them, I should just mention that I'm super duper grateful Tesla is still keeping the referral program around, because keep in mind, they have demand through the roof right now. Tons of their vehicles are sold out for the rest of this year. Elon Musk just sent out a memo about how tight things are going to be with this end of quarter push, and people are going to have to go all out to get as many deliveries as possible. And they're in the cash positive. They're making a profitable amount of money every quarter, so they could very easily get rid of this referral program. Like, I don't think it would hurt demand at all to get rid of the program, and if anything, they could argue as to why it's just not sustainable, as they're going to be delivering eventually millions upon millions of vehicles every single year, and to allow significant portions of them to each get 1,000 miles of free supercharging, it's going to cost Tesla a lot in charge rates. You know, I looked at some of the average supercharging session costs for most people, and I discovered that in general, the actual cash value of a 1,000 free supercharging miles is about $70. Sometimes less, sometimes more, depending on where you are, but that's $70 in cash that Tesla just gets to put towards every single person who uses the referral code and every person who puts their referral code out there to be used. So instead of getting rid of it entirely, which, like I said, they could probably financially justify, and it would definitely make the community upset. Sure, it acts as its own marketing statement because it encourages creators and influencers to actively talk about their Tesla and showcase the referral code in the description, because people want the free supercharging miles and bigger creators have a lot to gain by putting their code out there. So you kind of get free advertising, but it's not really free if it's costing you $70 worth of supercharging to allow for that. So I'm not suggesting Tesla should take it away, but perhaps they can showcase of different methods of using the referral code so that it can be at a lower cost for Tesla, but perhaps more useful to the influencers or just customers that are sharing around their code. I definitely know there's a ton of channels out there that have gotten so many supercharging miles for free just because they have a somewhat decent sized audience online, and there's just no way that they could use enough supercharging miles that they've racked up through the referral program. So what would be nice is if you could transfer those to other services, and it sounds like Tesla is already experimenting with that, or at least baking in the code with the Tesla app, because it suggested that you'd be able to use Tesla referral points or credits. I don't know what the official terminology is going to be. Please don't let this be its own specialized cryptocurrency. That's not necessary, but just some units basically that you can attach to your account and use them towards other things besides just supercharging miles. One example is just Tesla merchandise. If you want to redeem these points and put them towards all the different accessories Tesla has on their merch page, as well as just vehicle accessories as well. If you raked up enough of these points, you could buy different floor mats or different tire options or the roof rack for the Model Y. That way, someone after raking up a ton of supercharging miles doesn't feel inclined to just keep raking up more miles. Instead, they feel like they could redeem those points towards something they could actually use. And within the leaked code, there was even talk of enough referral credits to be put towards full self-driving, but because full self-driving is $10,000 and the cash equivalent of a referral right now is like $70, I feel like almost no one would get to utilize that. You'd have to have an insane amount of referrals to actually buy FSD outright, but it might make more sense if you could redeem like a few months worth of full self-driving. If you're able to rack up 5 to 10 referrals, then you can redeem that on a couple months worth of FSD. That's obviously going to cost nothing to Tesla. They basically just send out some code to your car. Now suddenly it can drive itself a lot better for a few months and then goes away unless you rake up some more referral credits. But Tesla would rather have your money from the supercharging network, which that money you spend at a supercharger goes into, of course, expanding the supercharger network. And at the same time, you got something that you appreciated. Now, the other benefit of letting these referral credits go elsewhere is that there's a lot of people out there that simply just don't supercharge very regularly. I can think of several creators that have gone all out with solar on their houses, and they charge from home because those solar panels are free, and they live way out in the middle of nowhere, so trying to stop at a supercharger very regularly is just not very practical. And while they may have a lot of free supercharging miles, there's just not going to be a ton of instances where they're able to use them. In my opinion, and this was not listed in the leaked code from the Tesla app, premium connectivity connectivity would be an excellent way to also redeem referral points, because I don't think it's going to cost too much for Tesla to give away a couple more months of premium connectivity, allowing people to watch Tesla Theater and stream music over cellular. I'm sure there's a bit of expense with AT&T, but you could overall provide fewer months than it would be worth to give someone 1,000 miles of supercharging, and therefore not lose out on as much money. So basically right now, Tesla loses out on $70 if you use that referral code, but if you could instead point that towards 2 months of premium connectivity, Tesla's only losing out on $20 worth of revenue for that particular service. The customer is getting something that they may actually use, especially if they're someone that charges from home a lot and doesn't supercharge very frequently, or just has so many free supercharging miles there's no chance they could ever use them all. But premium connectivity, that's something they could see themselves using. The cash loss of Tesla is overall low for that option, and people get to use more services within the vehicle. So I'm really hoping Tesla could consider opening up the referral program to other options like that may not be as cash draining as the free supercharging is. And another great perk that I could actually see a ton of YouTubers being proud to support, or influencers doing giveaways of, is allowing people to transfer referral units or credits or whatever they want to call them to other accounts. I'm sure there's a ton of people out there that have way more supercharging miles than they could ever use, so if they had the option to send them to someone else or give them away, even if you can't transfer like 100% of them and maybe Tesla takes 10% every time you transfer, that could allow a lot of people to benefit, especially if you're in the situation where, you know, you own a Tesla and someone you know just bought one. Maybe you have a ton of referral credits, but they just got their car and you want them to be able to take even longer road trips than just 1,000 miles through their referral. So you transfer some of yours over. You weren't planning on using those. They can use it on either Tesla merchandise or, of course, premium connectivity, put them towards maybe a couple months worth of full self-driving. I think there's all kinds of great use cases that the referral program can offer, and I think it's a great thing that kind of separates Tesla from buying a traditional vehicle. You know, it's very rare. I'll not say it never happens, but it's pretty rare for you to ever buy a gas car from a dealership and then find out that you get like, you know, 1,000 miles worth of gas money on your next road trip. And even in the EV space, it's pretty rare to find. I mean, occasionally you have your VW ID4s that get 3 years of free Electrify America charging, but then you got to use the Electrify America charge network, and the VW doesn't even want to direct you to those stations, so it's a little clunky in that sense. But this, in my opinion, would just be another great way for Tesla to showcase how ahead of the curve they are and how much smarter they can be with transferring credits and how you can redeem them in any way, shape, or form. Especially if you could go to Tesla events and kind of win them, or different Tesla communities would be doing giveaways and that type of thing. It'd be just kind of nice to have your own in-house currency to kind of use towards whatever you want to do. So feel free to let me know what you guys would love to see brought to the referral program. Thank you all for watching. Hope you have an excellent rest of your day. Take care.